Boom, here we go. Battle Rap Chris with the Battle Rap Catch-Up. Here to tell you what has happened in Battle Rap, what is happening in Battle Rap, and what's about to happen in Battle Rap. Let's go. So let's start where we left off last time, which was around end of April. Don't Flop's Checkpoint 2, major event. They had about 1,200 people there in London. Most of them had come to see the return of Lunar C versus O'Shea. Lunar C killed it in his return. I would say a pretty clear 3-0, definitely a clear win for him. Looking forward to see what he does next. The other battle to watch from that one is Soul versus C Major. This was the title shot for Don't Flop. Tony D stepped down, and the two of these guys were kind of the two standouts from the league. Soul won it. C Major was incredible, but I think Soul just proved himself to be not only one of the best in Don't Flop, but one of the best in the world with that battle. Shortly after that, you had URL's Gnome 5 in New York City. This was a 2-day event, all the main events on May 9th, and then there was a PG event on May 10th. May 9th, pretty smooth event. Again, this is a major production in the middle of New York City. You had 5 major battles, probably about 1,200 people in the crowd as well. Sold out with, I think, a week to go before this. The big one, obviously, Hollow the Dawn versus Charlie Clips. Hugely debated. Action Bronson was tweeting about it. Like, everybody was paying attention to this battle. Good battle, not particularly epic, but still solid enough. I think there were epic performances that night. Official dethroned Jazz the Rapper as the #1 female in battle rap. Tay-Rock versus Sue Surf. Strong battle, a little bit rushed because it was at the end of the night, but still strong performances from both. And then also earlier in the night, K-Shine picking up Body Bag of the Night over Averb. All strong footage, you're gonna have to watch it all. Those are big battles. Those were the ones from the main day, but I think the best battle of the weekend was actually Ty Law versus B Magic in the small room, Black Star Video in Harlem. Great decision to make this a small room battle. Both of those guys were cooking and the crowd loved it. I think that's actually the best footage that you got from that weekend. All right, next up on the calendar, May 16th, Holyoke, Massachusetts for King of the Dot and Nakia Osborne's Massacre. I was in the building for this one hosting the pay-per-view, and going into it 24 hours before, it looked like things were pretty shaky. Shoddy hadn't made it into the country to battle Arsenal in their rematch, and DNA was too sick to show up to battle both of his opponents, Dirtbag Dan as well as 40 Bars. Luckily though, these were the 3 battles that most fans were down on anyways. Why was DNA battling twice? Why were Ars and Shoddy having the rematch? There's a lot of blowback on those 3 matchups. So for them to be canceled actually was a blessing in disguise in terms of the buzz that it generated for the event. Also, everyone who was there showed up. Pat Stay and Calico had a great battle. Basically, the footage is out now. The question is, did Calico's physicality outweigh Pat Stay's lyricism? Performance of the night, I would give to E. Pharrell. This kid was completely unknown going into this battle. His biggest shot on the biggest card of his life, and he cooked his opponent. I would say 3-0, even though Sakurai did well. So congrats to E. Pharrell. Keep an eye on him. He's really one of the kids to watch these days. Okay, that was Massacre. We've got all sorts of coverage on BattleRap.com now. Interviews with Loaded Lux, Organic, Nakia, everybody who battled. Check it out on YouTube, BattleRap.com YouTube, and BattleRap.com, the website. Just search Massacre, you'll find it all. Immediately after Massacre on May 17th, you had Panic Room 3 from Queen of the Ring. This was like a 3-day event. They had sparring sessions and closed room events. And then the main card, May 17th, BB King, downtown Manhattan, really like a legit, packed house. And for the main event here was 40 Bars versus Shayna Ashley. Lived up to the hype. 40 Bars really like making a huge comeback after her loss to Jazz the Rapper last year, and Shayna just like punching back to back to back. It's a really a style clash here. I gave it to 40, probably 2-1, potentially 3-0 in the building, but I can see how people could give it to Shayna 2-1 as well. Depends what you like. I think the standout rookie performance here was Casey J versus Miss Miami. Strong performance again, a lot of new talent emerging in the Queen of the Ring scene, people like Myverse as well. And we've got interviews with all those people, again, BattleRap.com. June 6th, King of the Dot's secret event popped up from out of nowhere. back to basements. All of a sudden you saw on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, people like Organic, Lush One, Avocado, all just kind of tweeting that they were heading to New Hampshire for no good reason, until all of a sudden the footage started to drop of these secret battles happening in, again, Nakia Osborne's basement, the same guy that backed the Massacre card. 3 top-tier battles happening in a basement in front of about 12 people. You had Charlie Clips versus DNA, you had Marv One versus Roan, and you had Pass versus Caustic. All incredibly entertaining. Also, Nakia made his battle rap debut against E. Pharrell, who we mentioned before. Again, E. Pharrell cooked it. Nakia, probably good to retire while you're ahead. But overall, it seemed like a great event, great energy in the room, just a bunch of guys hanging out and putting on kind of like low-key, but still really fun battles. All of that footage is already dropped. Again, obviously we have it on battlerap.com. Next up, Don't Flop Chicago. That happened on June 20th. This is the 3rd time the UK League has come into the States to put on events. The first time they started in Atlanta, next time they did Atlanta and Philly, and now they're doing, where are they going? They're going to Chicago, and then Detroit, and then DC. They're really putting together interesting cards, bringing up some talent that most other leagues aren't developing, partly because they're visiting places that haven't had major leagues in them either ever or since the Grind Time days. So Don't Flop Chicago is a great example of how you can find this talent base there and put together some interesting matchups and create a scene that is thriving, or that is hungry for great battle rap. And the crowd was there. Lots of familiar faces that I've met in Toronto, in Oakland, in LA, who have come out and to support their Chicago scene. The big battle to watch for here should be dropping really soon if it hasn't already dropped by the time this video comes out. Averb and Hitman Holla teaming up for the first time against DNA and K-Shine. The energy was through the roof with these guys in a small room, putting on all sorts of the costumes, the gimmicks, the out-of-the-box thinking. It wasn't necessarily like the most quotable bars from either of them, but it was really one of the most entertaining battles I've seen in a long time, and the crowd loved it. Other performances to look for that card, Quill versus Rum Nitty really set the bar high in terms of lyricism and delivery. And then you also had the other 2-on-2 between Big Cannon and Young Cannon versus Real Deal and Fresco. A really fun battle, great vibe to it. And if you're looking for Big T versus Caustic, it didn't happen. Caustic was too sick to handle the battle, even though the two of them were in the room. Unfortunately, Big T's hometown crowd didn't get to see him, and he didn't get to perform for them. Hopefully that'll be rescheduled. Not sure what's going on with it, but we'll keep you posted. Obviously, battlerap.com for updates. All right, that is everything that has happened, everything that is happening currently, and let's talk about what's about to happen. 2 events this coming Saturday, June 27th. Don't Flop Detroit, which is the 2-on-2 DNA and K-Shine versus Marv One and Quest McCody. You've also got Snow versus Impact. I've heard Impact's bars. He's gonna cook in front of that crowd. Also, this coming weekend, you've got Back to Basics 2 in Los Angeles, which is what I'm doing here in Hollywood right now. I'll be hosting that pay-per-view. This is a huge event now because all of a sudden they've got the return of Disaster, who's been banned from King of the Dot for a year, obviously for the Math Hoffa punch, coming back against Chilla Jones. They've got about 9 days prep to put this battle together, but I think the two of them, it's a huge style clash. Diz obviously with like the aggression and the multis, and Chilla Jones with the word association, the scheming, the punches. These guys are really representative of those two styles. So it's not just a style clash, it's the style clash between the two of them. And I also kind of think that they don't like each other on a personal level. So that should add some sort of tension to it. Also check out on that card, you've got Daylight versus Danger Zone in a writer's block versus writer's block face-off, which those battles always end up being pretty solid because they always give their all in them. Also on the card, the return of Cadillac Ron. You've got JC versus Psychosis. Psychosis, one of the emerging talents from the West Coast scene right now. Plenty to look forward to. We'll be in the building doing interviews as well as I mentioned, the pay-per-view. Go to battlerap.com right now. If you click the sides of the page, oh my God, the buses are coming. We've got all of the information you need to get that pay-per-view. Boom. Also coming up, stop number 3 on the Don't Flop tour in DC This is a 2-day event, July 3rd and then July 5th. July 5th is an interesting card. There's a ton of talent out in DMV. Dose versus K-Shine. This is the one to watch here. K-Shine has quietly been like putting on a top 5 battler of 2015 so far in the first 6 months of the year. He's really just been inspired. It seems like performances of the night everywhere he goes, and these 2-on-2s with DNA are really giving him revitalized energy. Him versus Dose has got a ton of potential. We'll see if he can still bring bars after 3 weeks, because he's performing on every single one of these DC cards. So that's going to be the big question, is if he still has the energy, still has the content at the end of all of that. Then on August 1st, it's URL's first big West Coast event. July 31st, you've got the Proving Grounds with a ton of battles with West Coast talent. And then you've got URL West, which is featuring B-Magic, KG the Poet. Matchups include Daylight versus Big T, also featured on there. Chess, Rum Nitty. I heard that Tink the Demon might be on there. Hopefully we do see him, because he's one of my favorite up-and-comers right now. This should be a really interesting card. URL West has been kind of finding its legs with its first 2 smaller events. They put on some great footage. The Rum Nitty versus Steams was really well received. And this is going to be the first big test on whether they can put together a major card on the West Coast. August 9th, No Holds Barred 2 is coming from Queen of the Ring, New York City. The matchups are just starting to emerge here. So far, it's E-Heart versus C3. Again, this is going to be a major female battle rap event in New York City. And you've got the 2 major marquee events coming up from the 2 big leagues in North America. King of the Dot is doing World Domination 5. This is going to be August 21st, 22nd, and 23rd in Toronto. There's going to be a new venue. I think it holds about 600-700 people, so a nice mid-size event. I think you can expect here a title shot. My prediction personally is that it's going to go to Ilmac. I think Ilmac has proven himself time and time again, and he's just been such solid quality. And it's just it's a pretty interesting matchup. We'll talk more about it obviously once it's officially confirmed, if it is officially confirmed. But that's what I think makes the most sense right now. And then obviously the one that everybody's waiting for, Summer Madness 5. There hasn't been a date confirmed, a venue confirmed, or any matchups confirmed. But speculation is rampant right now, and as soon as it drops, you'll know it, because it'll flood timelines and news sites all over. Obviously, we'll be in the building for that one. Stay tuned. One more thing to add, some solemn news. Rapper and battle rapper Robert PH/Pumpkinhead Diaz passed away earlier in June. He was 39 years old. There was a huge outpouring of support, both from the battle rap and the New York hip hop communities. He was the head of Grind Time New York, member of Team Hami, and a father of 2 children with a 3rd one on the way. There's a fund up right now where you can donate to his family, RIP to PH. Holy smokes, that's a lot of battle rap stuff happening in the world right now. That should be everything to catch you up. Obviously, there's a million other things that have happened. Smaller leagues, smaller scandals, daily news, all that stuff. We've got it all. You really should just be checking battlerap.com every day, so that you don't need to watch, a 15-minute video of me just talking about everything. It's way more exciting just to watch it and follow it every day. I'm Battle Rap Chris. This is your Battle Rap catch-up from Hollywood, California. Boom!